Greetings, family. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of King Simon Presents Only Quality People. If you can hear me, please put the number one in the chat. I'm using another microphone system today. If you could hear me, please put the number one in the chat. Okay, let me give myself a well-deserved round of applause. Okay, family. I hope everybody is doing well. If you could hear me, put the number one in the chat. Love to hear from you. If you can hear me, put the number one in the chat. All right, 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 all right. I'm waiting for that number one. I don't know if you could hear me well. I want to be sure because the topic today is I am sorry or I'm sorry. A numerovational perspective of saying I am sorry or I'm sorry. Good. I'm using a lavalier mic today. Just want to make sure y'all could hear me. And I hope the family is doing well out in them streets, in them cosmic streets, those mathematical streets. Your brother is here. Your brother is here. And of course, let me roll the mathematics down before I come on the screen. All right, good. Today, more than likely we can hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah. I'm feeling groovy. I'm feeling groovy. I have a little time, so let me just break down I'm sorry and let me break down I'm sorry and I am sorry. But those who want to circulate donation for a quick advice, you're more than welcome to do so today. Today is Tuesday, and I like to do it on Tuesday. Usually, I like to do that. So if you do want to circulate at least $4.44 and up, as said on the screen via Cash App and PayPal, and remember the Cash App and PayPal is pinned at the top of the live right now. So if you want to go to Cash App or PayPal, I can deal with your first name or your birthday, depending on what you want. Remember the name reveals your gift, your talents, your skills, your expression, your soul urge, the outer you, the possibility of how to use your name to best navigate. And the birthday reveals the lessons, the pinnacles, the challenges. It reveals the life path. It reveals the the development cycle, the power cycle. Everything has its use. So that's why I tell people that no number is better than the other. I say that all the time. No number is better than the other. And you could tap into any one of those numbers that are in your numerical scope or in your birthday or your name, your first, middle, or last. Some people I choose to use my middle name. Like Anthony and Simon are my middle names. I don't choose to use my first name, Tyrone. I choose to use my middle name. I never resonated with that energy of my first name and then when I found out the mathematics of it, boom, I realized it is what it is. But today's topic is very important because there's a lot of men and women that has a problem saying I'm sorry or I am sorry. And we know whatever follows I am is very important to pay attention to. Whenever it follows I am and even I'm, because those um, both those words, I'm and I am, have mathematical powers behind them. And I'm here to help you motivate and use the words that you use on a given or a daily basis, or things that we may say to one another, to understand the importance of why we say them. And from a numerovational perspective, again, this is the numerovational perspective. This is the numerovational perspective. And please do me a favor. I always want my family, if you're truly a family friend or whatever you may be, please share, like, and subscribe, and at least send it to at least 5 people. Please share with at least 5 people. And you can also comment respectfully. If you become a troll, I will delete you and keep it moving. You can go where you got to go, and I'll stay where I got to stay. Mm. T in the morning. Give a round of applause to T in the morning. And those that are new to my channel, King Simon presents only quality people in the Numerovational experience and Numerovational nation. Take the time out to just listen. Don't jump in and jump out and you don't know what we're dealing with. I deal with numerology, which is the science of numbers, the science and the use on how you use your numbers. And what do I mean by that? Numerology is a old science that before 1907, the word wasn't numerology, but people was studying numbers, studying patterns, studying sequences, studying vibrations, frequencies. It was the word numerology was first coined by a doctor, a woman named Julia Seton. Now, I know online they have Julian Staton. That is not the truth. Julian Staton is not the one. It was Julia Seton. And she was an adopted woman that with her, and she was connected to the number 8 because even the year she was born was connected to the number 8. And she died, she transitioned in 1988. I mean, she transitioned at the age of 88. So I started seeing those patterns. She was born because they didn't have a birthday for her, because back in certain days, certain people probably didn't have their birth certificate, but they knew the year that they were born. So she was born in 1862. And when you break that all down, when you add that 1862, 1 plus 8 plus 6 plus 2 equals 17, which is an 8. She founded and coined the word numerology. She founded and coined the word numerology in 1907. 1 plus 9 plus 0 plus 7 equals 17. Again, the 17, 8 keep on showing up. And then when I found out that she transitioned 88 years at her 88th birthday, in her 88th year, I said, okay, she's the one. She is the one. Because I really didn't find no but one constant information about Dr. Julian Staton, but there was no numerology, no studies. But when you went to Julia, there was studies. There was history with her. There was her studying with one of the great numerologists of the past. What's her name there? Miss Dow. Miss Dow. Big up to her. And studying with her, and also traveling the world, making this word and making the metaphysics of numbers and using the study of numbers around the world. So she was Julian Seton. And then when I went into the Idiot Guide of Numerology, and you can get that, go get that book, The Idiot Guides of Numerology, because I know that the Idiot Guides research team is very good at researching. Her name popped up again for her being the one that coined the word numerology. It was not coined by Pythagoras. It was not even coined by the Chaldeans. Pythagoras and the Chaldeans were studying the patterns, cycles, and sequences and frequencies of numbers and vibration, but they didn't coin the word numerology, because numerology are a combination of two different languages. Numero, of course, from the Latin language, and then ology, you can find that in the English dictionary, more than likely coming from either French or Latin or German. Anything that ology follows is the study of. Biology, zoology, plantology, psychology, anything that ology follows, it's the study of that particular thing. So numerology is the study of numbers. I want everybody to write that in the chat. If you got a chance, if you got your 2 fingers or your 2 thumbs, simply put, the word numerology is the study of numbers. And because the study of numbers is so vast, and I see someone sent me a Okay, big up to Dior, Dior Boston. I'm gonna come to you in a few. Give me a few minutes. Let me finish breaking down what I come breaking down. So I will come to you, Boston. I know your birthday is the same day as my son, so big up to you. Remember, this is I'm going to be breaking down a brief thing with that, so I'm not going to get into anything deep until you. And if you do pay a certain price now or put or circulate a certain amount of money now, if you want to do a full session with me, I will take off the price that you circulated right here on YouTube with me. So if you want to do a full session, I'm going to only deal with your birthday since that's what you put up. But if you chose to deal with just your name and your birthday, or you want to do your full name and birthday, that's when you come and do a full session, and I will take off the amount that you circulated right here on Instagram. So let me finish doing what I have to do first, because I don't like to break the energy. Thank you. Big up to my dear friend, and CPF forever, infinitely, the one, the only Dr. Shakira Moore, who's doing wonderful work. I know she's on my show here, so I advertise, and we barter. Her and I barter. She knows how much I care about her. Her is she and very other people, and of course I got to big up cardiologist, the one, the only, Nina Dunham, or AKA Nina Diamond. I wish you would just keep her diamond. Stay focused. Keep it all focused. But it's all right. Her name is Dunham, and let's shout her out because she does cardiology, and she does great work in astrology also. So enough respect to her. And also want to shout out, of course, Sister Karima, not Sister Amira. Sister Amira, this is a sister that does cartomancy. Different than cardology. Cartomancy is a little bit hard, a little bit direct, but I think because she is of the feminine energy, she can bring balance to it, and that's why I would suggest people go to her. If you want cardology, astrology, and numerology, you go to this beautiful sister, Sister Nina. And if you want iridology done, or nutritional advisory, or spiritual teaching and counseling, go to Dr. Shakira Moore. If you're in the metro Atlanta area, Temple of Regeneration is good. Temple of Regeneration, she got some great hands. So, she has definitely laid hands on me before. So she has some great hands, and she got some strong hands. So she does the stretching. She does the body work. This sister here, Dr. Karima, is excellent at what she does. And big up to Lloyd Strayhorn, lloyd-strayhorn.com. And big up to Carrie Ann Ingram that does what she does, carrieanningram.com. All right. So before I get into it, before I get into breaking down people's numbers that circulate and donate to the machine called King Simon Presents Only Quality People, remember, $4.44 and up. Can go up to 22, 33, 44, whatever you want to. But whatever you circulate here and you want to do a full session with me, you text me the full name and date of birth. And you text me the full name and date of birth via this number here, and then I will take off whatever you circulated on through PayPal or through Cash App, and I will take off that amount so we can continue to go on, and you'll still get the full service anyway. Because the intimate services are much more important, because when we get into the intimate, you get to ask questions. On here, you just seeing me break down stuff. So, okay, so on that note, this is what I want to do. Let's go to the words I am sorry and I'm sorry. Two different energies. Although I'm is really short for I am, but because there is just we could have removed that because we really don't do the numbers to that. We're doing the numbers to the I am sorry. We're doing to the numbers to I am sorry. Why? Those, and please, again, like, subscribe, and share, and tell your friends that, your brother King Simon is on and ready to pop. I got some time. I just finished doing one of my sessions, and I got one more client later. And I'm all right. I know Dr. Skira is probably laughing. Yeah, I spread my clients out within the day. She's probably dying, dropping out. And it's good. It's all right. It's all good. But again, like, subscribe, comment, and share with 5. How many of you had to apologize or say, I am sorry to someone in your life? Or I'm sorry? Put the number 1 in the chat. How many of you? Because not everybody does it. I know some brothers and some sisters that will never say, I'm sorry. As they've gotten older, they become men, they have learned that they should never apologize. And I ain't even breaking down the word apology. I'm breaking down sorry. And it's important to me because in the both words, you see master numbers in the word sorry. That means when there's a master number frequency inside your name or in your birthday, you notice I'm not wearing my glasses. I should put on my blue blockers, but I'm good. I got a whole new microphone piece here, and y'all can hear me clearly. I got my earpiece because I got to be able to hear certain things. So when you have double numbers in any word or any name, or double letters in any word or any name, that intensify the word. It intensifies the meaning of the word from a mathematical perspective. Wow. Wow. And those that are new to me, you may not understand this yet, but take the time out, just relax. Listen. I'm here to educate you on something that is older than all your religious studies. All your Bibles, all your Qurans, it's older than that. Mathematics is life. Elijah Muhammad said mathematics is Islam. And Islam is a way of life. And even in order for NASA to communicate with the universe, they send out binary codes. This deals with mathematics, the 0 1s. They send it out, those codes and frequencies and vibrations, they send them out. So it's numbers and their vibrations and tones are universal. And our people, as original melanated people, should not be afraid of math, or what my dear friend Joshua Sarah would say, mathematics, because the word math comes from ma'at. Because the word math is supposed to bring balance, because when you understand the mathematical dynamics of something and you connect your numerical experiences with it, then it's supposed to bring some type of balance to your life if you're willing to put in the joyful work, because this is joyful work to me. Just like when I used to be on the stage doing reggae shows and all that, this is joyful work to me. When I used to have parties, I love to see people gathering. This is joyful work to me. So the topic today, before I get into breaking down people's names or birthday, I am sorry. The words adds up to a number 46, which adds up to a 10, which is a 1 in the younger system of numbers, Pythagorean. The older system, it adds up to the number 21, which is a number 3. Both the 1 and the 3 are the numbers of expressing yourself. The 46 deals with the need to be mentally aware of what you're saying when you say, I'm sorry. And in both I'm sorry and I am sorry, you have the 4 leading the numbers. And you have the 2 in the Chaldean leading the number. So this is significant, because in order for you to get the depth of holistic numerovation or holistic numerology, you have to look at it all. But I'm going straight to the equation, and then also I'm reminding you that the word sorry is an intensified higher frequency because of the 99. And the number 9 is the highest single digit number in the numbers chart, where 99 is the highest double digit number before it gets into the 100. So you got to always pay attention to that. Just like 9, 9, and 9, triple nines, 999 is the highest triple digit number before you get into the thousands. So anytime you say, I'm sorry, or you're using the word I'm sorry, whether you're saying it to your child, whether you're saying it to your loved one, whether you're saying it to your mate, whether you're saying it to your girlfriend, whether you're saying it to your boyfriend, whether you're saying it to your cat, whether you're saying it to your dog, it represents the highest level of humanity and service and giving. And also it represents the highest level of love. When you have it in your heart and your mind to say, I am sorry, or I'm sorry, because the word sorry has the double R's and that intensifies the moment of the word. Can I get an amen in the chat? Can I get an amen in the chat, or a woman? Because I like amens and I like a womans. And yes, you have to mean it, because some people say it vaguely. And can I get an amen in the chat? Can I get an amen in the chat, or a woman? Big up to Diamond's 8. She's in the building. Nina Diamond is in the building. Big up to her. Amen or a woman. I'm a man that loves a woman. That's what I'm into. So it's amen or a woman to me. So amen, because we've been so used to saying amen and we was taught amen. Look, a woman is another side of amen. You know, that's the other side. You know what I'm saying? So because it adds up to the number 46 in the older system of compound numerology, if you study people like Kiro, he says the number 46 from his perspective, and I always tell 46 has the same meaning as 37. Okay, great. In his book, he talked about the 37. He said the number has a distinct potency of its own. It is a number of good fortune, friendships in love, and a combination connected with the opposite sex. It is also good for partnerships of all kinds. So when you say, I'm sorry, and it adds up to the 46, this helps you to solidify and connect your partnership even stronger, because you're showing your partner that you can become sorrowful for something that you made, a mistake that you made, or something that you did from the heart. Because even this person, Miss Williams, said, I only say sorry if I mean it from the heart, not when someone tells me to. I understand. But as a child, when you're a child, your parents, more than likely, if you smack somebody on the playground or you jumped on them by mistake, your parents had to come to you and say, please say I'm sorry to little Naomi, or please say I'm sorry to Billy. You may have hit one of them by mistake. So somebody did at one time had to tell you to say I'm sorry, because you had to learn the word sorry and then what it meant. Because a lot of our parents did not tell us the meaning of the word sorry, but they told us to say I'm sorry when we do something wrong. Like I've done that with my children. When somebody hit each other with a bat or hit somebody across the head by mistake, maybe they were swinging the bat. Sometimes you could be swinging a stick and you all of a sudden you just hit somebody in the head by mistake. I am sorry is required. And because the number 46 is a powerful number from the Pythagorean system, which is the more younger of the system, when I go into her book that she delves into, Tanya Gabriel's book, she talks about the 46. The 46 in her book is intense, is a number of being intensely motivated and independent. Passion, it's a number of passion and turning your passions into action, discipline, creativity, and compassion. So when you say, I am sorry, it's a form of compassion that you're bringing. It's a form of creative sense of love that you're bringing. You're bringing also a certain discipline, showing you that you are disciplined, even to say, I am sorry. There's a discipline that comes with it. And then if that person accepts your apology or accepts your sorry, the wheel of fortune comes into play. So you can become fortunate with that person. That person may remember that thing that you said to them, or may remember that you did apologize, and then y'all could be friends. You know, children, I watch my children, I watch my grandchildren. I remember watching my children, after they say a sorry to each other, and they might bloat a little because they felt they didn't do wrong when they did do wrong. You jumped on the man's back, or you jumped on the little boy's back, or the little girl's back by mistake because you were swinging off a swing and you fell off, or you fell off the monkey bars and you hit them. You have to say sorry. And maybe they didn't feel that because they didn't see them while they was coming down. But when they get over it, you find that children will go right back to play with each other and all is forgiven. It's we, the adults, that have problems. Now, the person that got hit, because we learn through repetition and trauma and symbolism, that moment that child got hit by you falling off of a swing or falling off of a monkey bar on top of them, they may become a little traumatic because it's a trauma when you get hit. I've been hit by a bat before. I've been hit by a softball before when the pitcher didn't know how to pitch, or he pitched and it came too close and hit me upside my head, or I just got. It's a traumatic thing to the point that we still remember those little smacks, those little hits, those little cuts, those little nicks, those little balls being hit. Man. So always remember, you didn't have to tell me Robert E. Grant. I could watch his live later. I know him personally. So please don't come up here with anything. You see I'm doing something, don't tell me Robert E. Grant. I'll come back. I'll go and check him out. He's born May 16th. Sat down with him, had a great conversation with him. So please don't do that. Don't come and do that, or I'll block you off of this. So it's important that we recognize why we should say we're sorry when we mean it, especially as adults. Especially as adults. Especially as adults. In the Chaldean system of the study of numbers, the word sorry has the master number 22. Master number 22, very important factor in the word sorry, because master number 22 has an internal healing power that comes with it. So when you have an internal healing power, when you say the word sorry is supposed to be able to tap into the soul. The word sorry is when you're supposed to tap into the soul of who you are and what you're supposed to do and why you need to say that. And it's important to recognize that in that system, because that system is an older system that goes back beyond Pythagoras, that shows you when 22 shows up, because the number 2 is an intuitive master number, an intuitive healing number, and it's a number that deals with a global experience and a global connection, not just physically, but also spiritually. The word sorry itself is an important factor to use it and recognize why you need to say, I am sorry, but it has to also touch internally. That's what the word sorry from a Chaldean perspective, but although the 99 is the highest single digit, in its respect, the number 22 is one of the master numbers that are commonly seen and commonly recognized as a master healer, master builder, master constructor. So you're also constructing inwardly as well as outwardly. And you're using your intuition at the same time. And both numbers are intuitive numbers. The 9 and the 2 are intuitive numbers. It's just that the 9 is the more assertive number, where the number 2 is the more internal number. The 9 is the more physical number. The 2 is the more internal number. It brings you within, where 9 is asserting you and bringing it out of you. Both of them are intuitive numbers. So when you say I am sorry in the Chaldean system, it adds up to 21. And as y'all know, I always tell you that the number 21 is the number of initiation. It's the number of initiation. It's the number of initiation. And I'm doing it with the words, which is empowering, because we use these words all the time. We use these words all the time. We use these words all the time. Many of us have said it to our partners. Many of us said it to our mates. Many of us have said it to different family members. Many of us have said it to our children that we may have neglected or may have been a quote unquote deadbeat dad to or whatever when we decided to meet up, or deadbeat mom when we finally decided to deal with them. There's some people out there that had to say I'm sorry to their own children. Or I am sorry to their own children. So going to the words I'm sorry, different frequency now, because one adds up to 45, which is a 9. Again, remember what that 9 is. Deal with the higher vibratory energy of who and what you need to do and how you need to strive, but it comes with a certain discipline. With the 4 and the 6, that comes with discipline, and it comes with love and balance. With the 4 and the 5, that comes with discipline, but it comes with the need to learn how to adapt. But those are two numbers of communication, which equates to the number 9, and making sure you're finishing the task of why you are sorry. If you are sorry, when you say I'm sorry, then you need to also be able to prove why you're sorry. The importance of saying I am sorry. And then in the Chaldean system, the I'm sorry adds up to the number 20, which is a very sensitive, intuitive number, but it's also the number of the awakening. So when you say I'm sorry, something awakened inside of you. Something gave you clear discernment inside of you to want to say I'm sorry. And then after you've said it, you brought the master number potential of balance, harmony, and companionship. That's where you want to heal in the relationship. It's all about the healing. That's why we say the words, I'm sorry, or I am sorry. It's all about healing whatever you've done or whatever that person have done to you. And if they're not willing to say, I'm sorry, or I am sorry, maybe you should leave them alone. If by your standards, something was wrong, or you've been wronged by someone, then you should just leave them alone if they're never willing to say, I'm sorry, or I am sorry, or I'm sorry. So, because these are energies that are high frequency energy, especially because you have the master numbers strongly in the word sorry. And just the word I am, we know whatever follows I am, that's what it's supposed to be. Whatever follows I'm, that's whatever's supposed to be, even if you put that between it, the apostrophe. So it's important that we recognize sorry. So I'm gonna go to the phone lines also, but let me go to this person that circulated $22. Right. So we're gonna focus. I'm gonna take this part off. Take that part off. Because it's important that this person, first of all, when you're dealing with somebody with a name like this, let's say you didn't know who that person is and you wanted to find out something about that person. Either you could read the vowels, the consonants and the vowels about the person, or you could read the whole name, because all of it represents something. Every letter represents a certain aspect of that individual born under that name, if that's their name. And if that's the name that they're constantly using, then you go and tap in from both systems, whether it's the Pythagorean or the Chaldean. Remember, the name reveals the expression of the person. This is the full expression of the person. The vowels are the internals of the person. The consonants are the externals of the person. But the name itself is supposed to alert the person on what are their gifts, potential gifts, talents, and skills. So when you add 4 plus 9 plus 6 plus 9 equals 28, already that name tells me. And remember, if you do want a quick breakdown of your name or your birthday, this is going to be quick advice. You can circulate through everything is pinned on the Cash App, and the PayPal is pinned on the top of this live, but I'm also scrolling it on the bottom. You got to circulate at least $4.44 and up. Let me put that up there so y'all can see that. At least circulate that. But just because of the name, the gift that this person came through to do is whatever is compassionate to them and whatever that will bring them assets. Just by looking at the 2 and the 8. Just because of this name and how it's spelled, they're supposed to, their gifts is to use what is compassionate to them and recognizing what is assets and liabilities in their life. And remember, the number 28 in certain systems of numerology is called the divorce number. So they got to be very careful of how they deal with relationship, any type of relationship. And if it's negative, they got to divorce themselves from it and keep it moving. Because then it adds up to the number 10, and 10 is the number of the wheel of fortune, that whatever this person, the gift that this person has, mathematically says if they are willing to recognize what is compassionate about it and they don't second guess themselves, then the power of the number 10, that whatever they put their mind to, whatever they desire, can make manifest, as long as they don't second guess themselves. Because sometimes people connected to that number 1 frequency have a tendency to second guess themselves. I'm talking to the person that I'm breaking this thing down to, that circulated $22. And even Boston means something, but I'm not going to get into that. They got to be ready for that when they come and do a session with me. In the Chaldean system, Dior adds up to a number 14. So it tells me from that particular system that there's a certain amount of flexibility, but there's also a certain amount of creativity and discipline they have to have. Sometimes they can be scattered with their thoughts, and their scattered thoughts is what lead them to indecisiveness. And then because they're born on 5-7, 7 is a number of overthinking, when you're supposed to meditate and manifest in your thinking. And because that 7 plus 5 equals the 12, which is a 3, you're supposed to write your thoughts out and don't stagnate your thoughts. Oh, baby, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this when I say this. So I'm talking to the person that circulated $22 today. Thank you very much so far. And again, all of them work together. If the gift is to divorce negative people or divorce negative energy from you, that you can get to your wheel of fortune so you can be creative, and also being able to deal with crowds of people, but be creative and disciplined and be able to adapt and communicate, you need to write all of those ideals down. You need to manifest, because the number 7 is the number of the law of attraction. So whatever you want to attract to yourself, you don't have to chase it. You just have to meditate it on attract it, and meditate it and put the vision board towards it, and then make sure you create the scenario for it to manifest for yourself so you could hold on to it. That's how deep this gets. And because the year you're born adds up to a number 8, you're supposed to leave a legacy also. 1979 adds up to a number 8 when you break it down. And when I break it all down, when you add that 5 plus 7 plus 1979, that equals 1991. 1979 equals 1991. When you add that 18, 19, 20, it adds up to a number 20. So it tells me again, remember what I said about the number 20. 20 is the number of awakening and some great purpose that you came to do. Whether you choose to do it or not, that's you choosing not to do it because you're second guessing yourself. And the primary numbers that second guess themselves a lot or overthink is the number 2, the number 1, the number 7. And because you have a lot of these nerve energy numbers and these anxiety numbers around you, you could be thinking so much to the point that you think your way right out of a situation, because all these numbers start putting in their own 2 cents in it. This number will put a 2 cents in. This number will put this number will put a 7 cents in. This number will put a 2 cents in. This number will put a 28 cents in. And then if you're going all under those numbers from a negative perspective, then you won't get nothing done. When if you applied all of them from a positive perspective, then you can get the work done. It's just a matter of time management, and that's can be well studied. And because that 1979 adds up to a number 26, which is an 8, that is the number of discipline. Because in order to make your numbers and your frequency work for you, you got to be disciplined. You got to have order. You have to have semblance. You have to be strong at what you do. That's how this works. This is how you numerovate people. All right, Mr. Dior, Boston, I hope you, or Mrs. Dior, I don't know if it's a man or woman, but I hope that served a great purpose. Anybody else want to circulate? If you want to circulate, there it is, family. Let me get that person off. If you want to circulate, the Cash App and the PayPal is on here, but it's also linked on the top of the chat. The Cash App and the PayPal is on the top of the chat if you want to circulate. So getting back, let me erase him. Getting back to I'm sorry or I am sorry, because that is the premise of today's broadcast, the numerovational perspective of saying I'm sorry. And remember, the word sorry has two powerful master numbers in it. The word sorry has two powerful master numbers in it. And like I said earlier, it intensifies. It intensifies. It intensifies the actual word. It intensifies your name. It intensifies whatever you are doing in your life when you start seeing master numbers in your chart. You know, when you start seeing master numbers in your chart. You know, it's very important that you recognize that when you say words that have doubling letters in it, and you have names that have double letters, just like if you have the name, your last name might be Moore, whether you're spelling it this way or whether you're spelling it with the E, that's a 66 and that's a 77. Already it tells me about the spiritual depth that they have, the learning depth that they have, and the healing depth that they have. Just with the double O's in the name. If you have double L's in your name, in the Pythagorean it's 33, in the Chaldean it's a 33. It is a healing and helpful number. That's why the 33 is called the Christ anointed energy. So understand that your name reveals your gift, talent, skills, but it also reveals what you need, what you came here to express, what you came here to show forth, and the show forth as far as the outer aspect of you and the inner aspect of you is all important. And remember, the vowels represents the inner aspect of the name. The soul urge, they gave it that title, the soul urge. I just say inner. The consonants represents the outer. When you read the full letters, it represents the expression of it. That's all. I'll keep it simple. I don't want to give it these fancy names that some of these people be doing. So I see Amina just came up on here. Big up to Amina. How you doing, Amina? Amina is, she gave $5.55. Thank you very much, Amina. And Amina is born 10/24. A dear friend of mine was born on that day, man. May she rest in peace. She transitioned from cancer some years ago. Good friend of mine, Lady Di, we used to call her. And I'm going to have people call in if people want to call in. But Amina, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put your name on the screen because you just circulated some finance. Thank you very much. I appreciate you very much. And there you go. Let me get rid of that one. So Amina circulated $5. So we're going to focus on her birthday. And 1984. Now, interesting enough, Amina, the year you're born adds up to 22. 1984 adds up to 22. 22 adds up to 4, which is the lower octave of the 22. But 4 and 22 are the numbers of technology. The book that was written about 1984 was based on Big Brother and the technology. by George Orwell. Go figure that one out. I keep on telling you, yo, numbers pay attention to patterns, cycles, and sequences. It's not about the psychic. It helps enhance your intuitive, your spidey senses, and your psychic ability, but it pays attention. 1984 was a book. Go Google it up. I have the book somewhere here. It's in my archive somewhere. George Orwell goes, once I learned numbers and I started seeing, I thought, ooh, wait a minute, this guy. And that was about Big Brother and cameras watching us all over the world and all that. This guy was onto something. And he wrote that years before 1984 came out. But 84 was when the technology age started taking off. That's why a person like you should never run away from technology, but use technology as a masterful way of conveying your healing energy, because you're born on the 24th that came here to do some healing work. Talking to you, Amina. And because your alignment number, when you add that 10 plus the 24 equals 34, you also came here to do some communicable spiritual work, because the 3 and the 4 are communication numbers. 3 dealing with, you need to bring joy and happiness. You need to bring structure and discipline, and you need to bring the law of attraction and spiritual depth. That's what it means when you have that alignment number, and you got to learn to trust your spirit. I'm talking to Amina. You have to trust your spirit. Don't second guess yourself. Don't doubt yourself, because what happens, 7 is an overthinker. And there's certain things that you've held in your mind since your family, from your family or relationships, whether it's your mother or your father's side, because this number 6 is a family number. These are all healing numbers. So you came through to help heal your family and forgive whatever happened in your past, moving forward. And then you will become a master of what you do, because you need to articulate it in a healing manner. And because when you add the 1984, that adds up to 2018. 9, 10. Think about this. This is 9, 10, 11. You got a master number frequency. So you came here to do something on a spiritual master level, but you got to stop second guessing your powers and your gifts. And I'm just dealing with you. I know there's much more in your name. There's more in the name Amina too. I know that. Now I can break that down, but you only circulated $5.55, so it's all right. And I think I gave you enough just to stimulate you to even want to do a full session with me, because there's much more I have to offer, not just through the birthday, but also the names that you are born with, or the spiritual names that you chose. Amina, I'm talking to you, but thank you very much. Amina, am I making sense? You said I'm on point. Oh, I'm on point. Thank you very much, Amina. I may not know you from a can of paint, but I know these numbers. I may not know you from a can of paint, but I know these numbers. And may I get an amen and an a woman. Don't worry about it, King Malik. Thank you very much for your contribution. You know what? Look, I may not know you from a can of paint, but I know these numbers, and I'm constantly studying. I'm constantly studying. It's never ending with numbers, because if I died today, if I started counting from the day I was born until the day I transitioned from this realm and kept on counting in the spiritual realm and then came back, numbers will still be continuing. But it doesn't have to keep you in a continual loop. It's here to help you spiral up until you just live and be instead of, and remember the word be, the number B is 2 and 5. 2 and 5, the word be. So the job of the numbers is to help you spiral up to be what you want to be on a higher level, because remember the word be adds up to a number 7, and that's the law of attraction. But you got to be very mindful of what you attract in your life, because you could also spiral down and be something negative. 2 and 5 is still in play. You can still be something negative. Very important. These words are very important. When you say be and not to be, that is the question. I be on point. Thank you very much, Amina. Gratitude to you. Even the word gratitude, I think I've broken that down. Just those words, just the word gratitude means something. Gratitude. Every word, play, sound that you say out of your mouth, whatever you uttering, whatever words you are uttering has a vibratory meaning, both high and low. For sure. So let me take that off the board right now. Let me see who else has probably circulated some funds. Let me see who else has circulated some funds. Remember, it's all about circulation. I don't spend money, I circulate money. And people are sending cash. Okay, people are saying, thank you very much, Amina, for showing that love. So again, want to thank Amina already. And like I said, I got a little time. Those who want to circulate, here is the Cash App and the PayPal links are pinned at the top of the chat. The Cash App and PayPal links are pinned at the top of the chat. Cash App and PayPal links are pinned at the top of the chat. Let me make sure. Let me check my YouTube channel, make sure it's still pinned up there. But anybody who wants to call in and talk about what have they been sorry for? What did they have to say, I'm sorry? Why did they have to say, I'm sorry to somebody? Because remember, I'm sorry adds up to a 45, which is a 9 in the Pythagorean system. And in the Chaldean system, it added up to a 20, which is a 2. All are different aspects of healing. I'm sorry. I am sorry adds up to 46 in the Chaldeans, in the Pythagorean system, but 21, which is an initiation number. So it's initiating you into something else that you, if you're willing to be sorrowful for something that you did, then it's initiating you to be the next better person of who you can be, especially if you are not, especially if you're willing to get rid of the negative aspects of certain things. Because some people don't want to say, I'm sorry. Some people don't mean it. Some people don't mean it from the heart. Some people actually don't mean it from the heart. And those who do want to book a full session with me, here is the way that you can do it. If you live outside of the United States of America, please use WhatsApp. If you live outside of the United States, like in Canada or the Caribbean, if you live outside of the United States, please use WhatsApp. If you live inside of the United States, use regular phone line, please. Please use regular phone line if you want to book a full session with me. Because sometimes this is the stuff that I get into if my spirit drives me to do it. You know, this is what I get into if my spirit drives me to do what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? But, and again, I got to let people know this is not anything psychic. No, baby. No, family. This is the numbers, patterns, cycles, and sequences that we're paying attention to. So what it does, it opens your inner abilities, your intuition to tap in. If you study numbers or you study astrology or you study cardiology or you study cartomancy or arithmomancy, there's a thing called arithmomancy, which is something similar to dealing with numbers. But if you study these things, what the lesser forms of what the lesser melanated people have done, they have all lumped it into fortune telling. That's what they've done. Lumped it into this word that they create called divination, when the word divination is 2 words, divine nation. The creator is divine. The breath and the energy within all of us is the divine. All of us have this divinity in us. Some of us use it for the good. Some of us use it for the bad in this realm. There's positive and negative in all of us. And once you're willing to recognize that, then you must learn to manage whatever negative that's holding you back. And the negative can be external. It could be family members. It could be boyfriends and girlfriends that like to argue about every little goddamn thing. It could be a boyfriend or a girlfriend that love to smoke and drink, and that's affecting you also. It could be a child that may have come through to be your challenge. Sometimes you got to let them be and don't enable them because you love them, because they came through you. They came through your mother's womb or they came through your father's nutsack. You got to not enable them. So it's important that once you start recognizing what these mathematical frequencies mean, And these numeral frequencies, I'm not trying to be deep, because I can listen to all the deep. I've listened to all the deep speakers. I've listened to Robert E. Grant, who's a very deep person when it comes to his mathematical, geometrical way of presenting numerology, because he says numerology to me, he said that to me at Billy's house, numerology is a beautiful science. It's the study of numbers. He is doing a study of numbers. He just calls it what they call it, whether it's sacred geometry or whether, as long as you have anything that has numbers connected to it, it's a form of numerology. I want to dispel all of that madness. So even if you're looking at analytics, if you're looking at your paycheck and it has numbers on it, you're looking at the Bible and it has series, surahs and numbers and chapters, that is also another study of numbers. But that study of numbers where you're looking at surahs and you're looking at chapters is just keeping an order, so you can find what you got to find. But it's important. That's a form of numerology that had to be applied so you can keep the order. This is the first page, second, third page, fourth page, 1,000-page book. It's just to keep the order so you could always go back and find what you had to find. If some of these books didn't have numbers attached to them, you'd have to go looking through the book to find it, or unless you mark it off. So numbers are important for finding and keeping a certain order. So that's also a form of numerology, because numerology, again, means the study. Numerology, the study of numbers, the study of numeros, a Latin word for numbers. That's all it means. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid, and you will never go wrong. Keep it simple, stupid, and you will never go wrong. Somebody trying to make a delivery. I'm checking. I think somebody making a delivery at my house. I know I'm expecting a delivery, so. But, yep, I think there's my delivery coming in, but it's all right. I can still stay on. They'll just drop it at the door. So if anybody want to circulate some more, you could either circulate $4.44, $5.55, $6.66, $7.77, and up. And I'll break down your name if that's what you want, or break down your birthday, just your first name, because a full session required me to go through your first, middle, and last name. Or if you just want me to break down your birthday, once you circulate to PayPal or Cash App, then I will see what I got to do for you and show you how it works. Remember, even when you do numbers, your name can also resonate with the year you're in also. So if your name adds up to a number 8 or a number 44 or a number 17 or a number 26, and this is the year 2024, then that name is you're supposed to be using that name at a higher level in this year right here. How to think about it. That's how we got to look at these numbers. And then I will tell you how to apply them, so you can best navigate in this realm. Navigation is a beautiful thing if we are willing to apply what we have and apply the best of it, especially even if you're doing cardology, even if you're doing numerology, even if you're doing Ifa or Islam or whatever. Those are all navigational systems. And I dare to say that all of them come from the Creator, there's different aspects of the Creator. And once you recognize that, that's a beautiful thing. Once you recognize that, it's a beautiful thing. And that's what I'm glad that I'm able to share this type of knowledge and wisdom with people. I'm glad that people are gravitating to me. And like I said, this is the name of my platform. King Simon presents only quality people. It's not about the quantity, although that's good, but it's the quality of people that we're looking for. So if you're a quality person, then you're one of my numerovational brethren and sisters. You're one of my brothers and sisters in understanding the science. But if you don't have no quality and you don't think you bear witness of having, then go somewhere else where there's a bunch of ratchet madness. I don't do the ratchet madness. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry, to tell you the truth. That I should not be sorry for. Not doing the ratchet madness. I'm not sorry for not doing that. I'm not going to say I'm sorry for doing it. But All right, I'm going to put in the call in number. Those who want to call in, the number right now is 718 210 8853. That's 718-210-8853. Those who want to call in, and let's join the conversation. What made you have to say I'm sorry to someone, or I am sorry? Did you ever have to say I am sorry to someone? And how did you feel after you said I'm sorry or I am sorry to someone you love or to your child? Or how did you feel? Let's go to the phone lines. Oh, yes. Greetings. Welcome to King Simon Presents Only Quality People. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Simon. This is Lucky. I've called numerous times, so if you want me to call another time so people can get a chance, let me know.
Hey, Lucky. Hey, look, I don't know who's calling, so I don't mind. Join the conversation. Why? Okay. How do you feel? What made you say I'm sorry or I am sorry to somebody, and how did you feel after it? Go ahead.
Well, honestly, I've noticed that I blame people for not apologizing to me when in fact subconsciously unaware that I was the root of the problem. So honestly, I am owing my sister, baby's father, an apology because I pushed him to the limit of going to their house, endangering them, and he wanted to shoot me because I was trying to protect my sister, right?
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, if I wouldn't have came over there bringing that type of negative energy, I wouldn't have been met with that same energy. So I'm not looking for no apologies because I stopped talking to my sister, my 2-year-old nephew, everything for months. And I just came to the revelation that I was the root of our problem. I was looking for an apology from everyone else when I was the one that needed to apologize.
Wow, that's very amicable for you to do something like that and realize and recognize that you were part of that problem also.
The beginning of the problem, we didn't have no problem. It was me.
See, and that's not a lucky thing to do.
But it's like a lot of people, as people, we always put the blame game on everybody else, when in fact it's a lot of things that we can do or not do that would prevent it. Now, don't get me wrong, where his measures, he did go to the extreme, but I wouldn't have pushed him to that extreme if I wouldn't have came with that energy. And it ain't even the matter that I was trying to fight or they was trying to shoot. It's the matter that the energy, I went out there speaking a certain type of energy by releasing a certain type of energy, and I got what that energy, gave back. Right. It was matching energy.
Exactly. That's exactly what you're going to get back because it's cause and effect. It's cause and effect.
And I have to realize, like, at times, like look back, like, because I always say you can't tell me how to retaliate. So I have to understand that, I'm apologizing to myself and everyone else because it's a lot of things that I did that made people go to the extreme, but I only looked at their extreme instead of looking at the root cause. And a lot of times the root cause is self.
And now, Lucky, you ever looked at that TV series Loki?
No.
That Loki was a god of mischief, which that's just another word for Loki and lucky.
Okay.
So that's a negative. That's a negative of lucky, Loki. You got to be very careful.
I want to say something else.
Yeah.
Two things that I get off. One thing, you recommended Reverend Ike to me.
Yes.
Thank God. And I'm not even gonna lie. And this could be in my head, but our thoughts create reality. When I speculated to you, that last time I speculated to you, I was like, oh my gosh, I know I don't have it. Man, let me tell you that this ain't stop coming in.
I try to tell people, circulate.
I tell you, this ain't stop doing an experiment by sending you because I ain't gonna lie, you money. It's still getting money today, okay? Every day.
It's because I'm a reflection of that. So anytime, so when you circulate to me, and I'm constantly recirculating through what I do here, you're gonna always get it back. It may come back in a different way. Like I may come back in book sales. It might not even come back in cash app and paper. It might come from book sales, and that's how you got to look at it. It comes in abundantly, and that's how you got to stay. That's why I gave you Reverend Ike, and you should get his book. This book here by Reverend Ike, man. What? The Science of Living? Oh my God. This is a beautiful book you should have when you carry on with just the trips and all that. This man is the truth when I came down.
You are the truth. You are the truth and you are the man. I'm like you, like I really had to, like, my mind is blown. Like I'm really in, like, God is blowing my mind daily.
Yes.
And he's using you. And like I'm like, okay, let me just sit down. No, I ain't got it, but I mean, shoot, I know I'm gonna get it if I need it. And let me tell you, it's been almost a week. I'm getting money every day.
Right.
Every day.
Right.
And
Guess what? Keep on being lucky, girl. All right. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna go to the gym and listen to the rest of your thing.
Thank you, beautiful. Be safe.
Thank you. You have a good day.
You too. All right. That's lucky, man. Lucky told her story about her doing that unlucky stuff, which could be low key. But big up to Erica. Erica just circulated a donation, and big up to the person that did super chat. Although I tell people about super chat. I tell people to only do cash app and paper, but I'll shout you out because I know super chat going to one of my children's account, but I forgot which one. I got 9 children, and they're not telling me because they're not even paying attention to that account. It's just welding up with certain finance. So Erica sent me. Hey, Erica, you're born the same day. Erica, you're born the same day as Miss Cleo. Camino, Miss Cleo. You're born the same day as Miss Cleo. Interesting, because, and I tell people for a reason, Miss Cleo was the real deal. And if y'all didn't watch her documentary on, I believe it's HBO, y'all should watch it on HBO. The problem with what happened with Miss Cleo, and I'm gonna show you through Erica's birthday because Erica has a similar birthday to Miss Cleo, and because her and Miss Cleo's alignment number is the same. When you add the 8 plus the 12, it adds up to 20 in one aspect of numerology. If I added 1 plus 2 plus and make it equal 3, 8 plus 3 would be 11. So it told me that Miss Cleo is the real deal. She was very intuitive and very psychic. However, when you have a mom and pop shop that she was, and then was giving a big platform, and then had to have a whole bunch of people do readings for her instead of y'all actually talking to her, that's when it got messed up. That's why people started calling her a fraud, when in actuality, the people that was answering her phone lines were the frauds because they was not trained in the systems that she was trained under. So they just started dogging her out and giving her a nervous breakdown. She's born under the number 3. So people like Erica has to be careful of their nerves. That number 12 equals the 3. And you got to be very careful of deception. And the 2 people that robbed, there was 2 white males that robbed Miss Cleo of her name, and they got the full claim of her name, Miss Cleo, and she was just getting paid like a regular employee. So that's why 11 is there and 20. But when you see 11 in someone's chart, because there's certain numerologists that will break down the 12 first and turn it into 3 and then add the 3 to the 8. When you see 11, although it's a master number of fame and fortune and spirituality coming with the physicality and being one and elevating to higher levels, on the negative, it's a number of being careful of partnerships, being careful of deception and treachery from other people. So Miss Cleo had to be careful of that. But she didn't, I guess she didn't read into that, or she trusted these people, because sometimes people born on these frequencies, they give people the benefit of the doubt because they love to laugh, they love to enjoy themselves. That number 3 and that number 2 love. So they give people the benefit of the doubt. So Erica, you got to be very careful of giving people the benefit of the doubt without reading into them, because usually your intuition tell you who people are. Like Miss Cleo, she was good at what she did. I would never say she wasn't good. It's just when she got popular and she didn't have the wherewithal to know how to disseminate her information to her call-in staff, because she had a whole call-in staff and call-in line. It's like California psychics today. California psychics are good But remember, that whole premise of California Cycles was built on Miss Cleo. And they learned the lesson of Miss Cleo to make sure they had all of the people that's on California Psychics that might answer the phone. All of them are trained in numerology, Kabbalah, astrology, psychic. They've all been at least trained for at least 4 to 5 years or more. And they've been vetted out before you become a psychic on their line. Cleo didn't have time to do that. So you had people dropping cards that didn't even understand what the card was. Miss Cleo. So let's salute Miss Cleo and show her some love. Miss Cleo was the real mother flipping deal. I'm going to tell y'all that from now. Just by her numbers, I knew. And I'm telling you, Erica, because you also have the 88. Remember that in Vedic numerology, usually they take off the 19 because that 19 is a resonant energy for that whole century anyway. But because they use only 88, remember 88 adds up to 16. So whatever you do, Erica, you always have to plan. You have to have a blueprint. You have to lay things out. You can't do things haphazardly. Where the three could be one of those scattered energies, like the number 5. Want you to scatter your energy when you need to discipline your energy and discipline and find order and find balance, and also be a master of your energy so you could accomplish the greater goals in your life. I'm telling you, Erica, even your name means something, but I'm not going to get into that. When y'all ready, everybody that circulated some funds, if you do want to do a full session, if you did circulate it via to Cash App or whatever, you can actually still get that amount taken off of the initial amount for my full session. So once you say you've done that, you show me the receipt and all that, or take a snapshot, whatever it is. But when you add 8 plus 12 plus 1988, that equals 2008. And that equals a number 10, which is a 1. Erica, whatever your lesson is, stop second guessing yourself. Stop being indecisive about your powers. Write your ideas and your thoughts down and be willing to put them to work within 3 days or within 12 days. 3 days or in 12 days, or the 3rd or the 12th of every month, or within 12 weeks or 3 weeks, or within 12 years or 3 years. Always work with that 3, because your personal number is the personal lesson that will affect you, because 3 is one of your power numbers. And because your life path adds up to number 1, you're supposed to run your own business. You're supposed to do your own thing. But if you're second guessing yourself, if you're indecisive about yourself, and you're not operating on the master levels or the master number potential and being willing to expand like the number 3 says you should, then you will hold yourself back, because the number 12 in tarot is called the hangman, and you can hang yourself to dry if you don't learn to be creative, compassionate in your creativity, and be willing to expand in it. I hope you got the message from that. And again, let's big up Miss Cleo, because Miss Cleo was the real deal. I gotta say that, because this birthday came up. Miss Cleo was the real deal. I love Miss Cleo's documentary, and she became a lesbian. I understand, and I got nothing against lesbian, because sometimes there's a lot of traumatic things. She was abused by certain men that she was with and all that kind. I understand. You know, when women go through abuse, sometimes their best friend that could be a woman turned into their lover. That's what it is. Sometimes men, they do that too, and they become homosexuals and all that stuff. See, women is more acceptable when it goes with women, but when men cross that line, it is something that you really don't come back from, to tell you the truth, because now you're inserting in each other. Women probably just lick you and stick you in with a damn dildo, and if there's any youth and children on there, forgive me. But if that's, men will accept a woman coming out of being bisexual, then they will accept their friend being bisexual and all that, a male friend. And I don't deal with none of that. You know what I'm saying? As far I got girlfriends or friends that are lesbians or femmes and all that. I have friends that I've stayed with them at their house, and we ain't do nothing. They just gave me a room to stay in. They was the coolest people. But I'm sorry, I ain't gonna stay with gay men. I'm not gonna stay in their house. I'm not doing none of that. That's just not my energy. and use birds of a feather. You got to be very careful. I don't do that. Do I dog them out? No, I don't dog them out, because a lot of them went through their stuff. A lot of them, their eating habits lead them that way. Their trauma led them that way. A lot of that. People try to say people are born in it. They could be born in it, but something happened traumatically, probably in their father and their mother, or it was a gene that already existed because of rape, molestation that happened in the family, or some type of thing that happened in the family. Buck breaking. It can go through the genes. It can follow the bloodline. They're finding out scientific proof to it. So it is what it is. It can, epigenetics, that's what people call it, epigenetics. So, hey, I hear you. If that's your life, you stay in that life. That's why I said I promoted all types of party. I never promoted a gay party. That's not my thing. I love women. I'm that Jamaican, Cuban, African, indigenous, maroon that says, Lo punani bada, lo punani bada, lo punani bada. Me is a punani idiot. Me is a punani idiot. Me love punani. Done deal. I'm a father. I'm a children. My boy, them love gal. We are gallus. I'm just saying. It is what it is. It is what it is. And there's men that came to love girls and love women. And there's men that came to love men, and there's women that came to love women, and women came to love men, and love men and women. But you got people that's there to love dogs and cats and have sex with chickens and goats. And when does it stop? That's what I want to know. When does it stop? That's all. When I was young and I heard about this, people abusing animals and goats, and I'm like, what the heck? When does it stop? But the earth is the learning lesson realm. Everything is happening in this realm, negative and positive. Everything is happening in this world. So moving right along, let me check out this person here, Sharon. Hold on, Sharon Little. I don't have Cash App, but want to support. I know my name Sharon and my home name Kim. Okay, wait a minute. I don't know. Well, Sharon, if that's the name you want me to break down, look at the word Sharon. I have a cousin named Sharon. Now, I always tell people to Google up the meaning of the name Sharon or any name also. So let me see what the name Sharon means. Sharon meaning I-N, I-N-G, I-N-G. Let's see what the name Sharon means. From an old Hebraic meaning of the name Sharon, it means plain, referring to fertile plains on the central west coast of Israel. This is also the name of a flowering plant in the Bible, like the rose of Sharon, a term now used to refer to several different species of plants. All right, so the name Sharon means plain. Sometimes people born under that name Sharon. I have a cousin named Sharon that used to keep it plain and simple. Anytime she spoke to us, she didn't speak to us like a child. She always kept it plain. So the name Sharon makes a lot of sense from what it means from an Israeli or a Hebraic perspective. But in a numericals perspective, the name Sharon, since you shared some cash paper, and please don't follow her and do the super chat. Please only use PayPal and Cash App. I'm allowing this because I know it's going to one of the accounts, one of my children's account, but I don't know which one it is until I look it up. I got to go through a whole lot of stuff to find that. But let's break down her name real quick. Don't send no more super chats. Only use Cash App and PayPal. I have time today because my next appointment is actually at 6:00. I have time. So when I look at your name, Sharon, from the Pythagorean system, now you said Kim also, K-I-M. Keep it moving. That's what I call Kim. Let me put that down there. So the word Kim, that adds up to a number 7 in one aspect. The word Kim, that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That adds up to a number 15 in another aspect, which is a 6. Okay, I got that already written down. But the name Sharon, when you add 1 plus 8 plus 1 plus 9 plus 11 equals 30. So Sharon, it tells me you have the gift of gab if you use it appropriately, as long as you're not using it in scandals. Interesting enough, my cousin, who was named Sharon and she changed her name to Shireen, she's born on the 12th of July. But the name resonated with her birthday, which is interesting because the number 30 is not only a mental superior number, but it's a number of expansion and growth through writing, expression, art, any types of talents that you may have used while you was a child. You need to express it because the number 3 is a childlike energy. So whatever Sharon does, you need to be that rose of Sharon and be keeping it plain because that's what it means. But also from a mathematical perspective, you need to be able to express yourself through music, dance. There's something about music you love. Now, if your name was Kim, the Kim adds up to a number 6 in the Pythagorean, and that's the number of healing. You attract people or places, people or men and women that need healing a lot, and you give people the benefit of doubt because you like to enjoy life according to the number 3. And then, but Kim in the Pythagorean system, in the Chaldean system, adds up to the number 7, and 7 is the number of spiritual understanding, spiritual research, the law of attraction, spiritual depth, and willing to dig deep and read people. You're able to read people if you take the time out and just listen to the inner voices of who you are, because you're expressing yourself also in a divine manner too, because the 0 adds divinity to every number that it follows. It adds extremity, it adds intensity, but it adds divine protection and divinity from an internal, because the 0 represents the womb. The 0 represents the womb that all numbers come out of. Well, somebody might say all numbers come out of the number 1, but no, there was nothing. There was a void first, and then 1 appeared, and then 2, from my perspective and my studies. Now, your name in the Chaldean system, when you add 6 plus 3 plus 12, adds up to, let me see that again. Wait a minute. That's 6 plus 3 plus 12 adds up to 21. Good. The number 21 is a number 3 again, leads you to again, but 21 is the number of, you have to go through some stuff to get to some stuff, and you have to be willing to endure, because that don't kill you make you stronger, especially with 21. 21 is the initiation number. It's called the crown of the Magi number. So in order for you to receive a crown, Sharon, you have to go through certain initiation and the test of your determination, because 21 shows up, but still you have to bring compassion to it with the number 2. You have to bring creativity to it with the number 1, and you got to be willing to expand in it with the number 3. So I hope that helped you out, Sharon, in any way. When you're ready to do a full session, Sharon, with your full name and date of birth and all your extra names, hey, you could text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. Sharon, Lord, the 3 is all over me. Birthday is a 3. 8 is a life, but thank you. Yeah, man. When you're ready to do a full session with me, you can either do PayPal or you can do Cash App. You don't have to do Cash App if you don't want to. You can do PayPal too. I'm trying to get a Zelle again. I had a Zelle before, but the bank messed me up and I left Zelle alone. But only Cash App and PayPal I accept, really. If you want to do a full session with me, people are trying to call me. Y'all know better not to call me now. Call me now. No. Family, those who want to call in and tell me what did you do that you were sorrowful for, or you were sorry for, and you can call in right now if you want and deal with the subject matter. It's about numerology, unless you're circulating funds. Deal with the subject matter. I am sorry. What did you have to be sorry for? Why did you feel that someone should have apologized to you? Whether it's your boyfriend, your child, whatever. Why do you feel? Why should people say I'm sorry if they're not sorry? Some people say they're sorry and they're not even sorry, to tell you the truth. These words are very important frequency. I'm sorry, as up to 45 and 20 in both systems, in 2 different systems of numerology. So if you want to call in, you can call in right now. The number is 718-210-8853. That's 718-210-8853. You can call in. I'll take like 2 more callers. Anybody that's circulating any funds, let me check out. Okay, somebody just Jamara Terry. Coming to you next, Jamara Terry. Give me a second here. Jamara Terry, born December the 17th. I see you. I got you. I'm coming to you next. Anybody that wants to call in, you can call in at that number right now. Camino. You can call me right now at 718-210-8853. That's 718-210-8853. Do remember to vote for me at the Forbidden Knowledge Awards, family. Do remember to vote for me at the Forbidden Knowledge Awards. I'm gonna put the link in the chat right now. Vote for King Simon, Brother Rich, Dr. B, all of us. You could vote more than 2 times. You can vote as many times as you want. Put it like that. You can vote as many times as you want. And I want to see a lot of you over there. We want to give y'all some hugs. We want to see y'all there. We want y'all to come on down to the Forbidden Knowledge Awards. It's going to be fun. I'm telling you, even if you're just paying for one day or you're just paying for 2, it's only 2 days. So you want to come on down to the Forbidden Knowledge Award. It's going to be a great event. Believe me, we're all going to be there. This is going to be a powerful event. Make sure you go to forbiddenknowledge.com/second annual Forbidden Knowledge Conscious Award. Come on out and enjoy and join me and all the rest of the brothers and sisters that's going to be there. White, black, Indian, whatever they're going to be there. So if you're interested in coming on out, come on out and enjoy us. We're going to have a good time. We got that yacht party. All of us are going to be on the yacht. So it's a big ass yacht. Y'all want to be there, hosted by 19 Keys. So anybody wants to call in, you can. But if not, I'm going to go straight to the next person. Now I'm going to break down their name. I'll break down their birthday. I'm going to stay focused because they sent $5.55. Big up to them. December 17th. Somebody was born on that birthday that I know. I knew somebody that was born on that birthday. My gosh, I'm trying to remember. There was somebody that I knew that was born on December 17th. Celebrity. Let me see. Was it a celebrity? I think. Let me see. Celebrities born on December 17th. I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody that I knew of offhand. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Let me look for that page. But I'm coming to you right now. Give me a second here. All right. Pope Francis born on that day. Woo, Lord have mercy. Pope Francis. Yo, the Pope. Manny Pacquiao born on that. That makes a lot of sense. Manny Pacquiao, that boxer, that makes a lot of sense. Yes. Being born on that day. There's a few more people. Ernie Hudson was born on that day too. Big up to the actor. Lil Rel was born on that day. Comedian Lil Rel was also born on that day. So okay, big up to. I knew somebody in my circle that was born. Oh, a friend of mine's daughter is born on that day, and Dr. Africa's niece, Dr. Melanie Stevenson's niece, and Dr. Africa's niece is born on that day, December 17th. Also, that's what I remember. Okay, very interesting. Always remember the importance of each one of these numbers can help you out. The 12, the 17, and 1980, all are significant. When you add 19, that's a 10, 8, that's 18. Already, that's a number 9. So because you're born in the year of the 9, whatever you do, you have to finish what you start, but always think on a higher level of accomplishments. You're not finished yet. But when 9 shows up in your chart, or when the 18 shows up, that deals with the creative and assertive aspect, and it also deals with the disciplinary aspect that you have. So when 8 shows up, although this is a legacy leaving number, that whatever you put your mind to accomplish, and you want to leave a legacy, whether it's through book or writing or land or property, you will do well in property ownership, but you will do well in having multiple streams of income. You're not limited to one stream of income. And because this number 12 adds up to a number 3 in a lower level, you got to write your ideas and turn them into something that can be an asset. Remember, assets over liability, Jamara. Assets over liability. Go watch Earn Your Leisure. That is their theme of their whole product line. Assets over liability. And a good book for you to read would be Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki was born April the 8th also. So he was born under that 8th frequency. But when you add that 12 plus the 17 energy, that adds up to 29, which is a number 11. But you got to be a little bit more mindful of who you allow in your circle, Jamara. because that alignment number 29 is a number that says you got to be very careful. Although you give people the benefit of the doubt and you look for loyal people around you, you still got to be careful of people that might be treacherous and deceptive. You got to be mindful of that. Chadwick Boseman was born on the 29th. And I remember giving him a reading. I told him, yo, you got to be very careful of who you eat and what you eat from and all the people around you. And he said to me, yo, Simon, you ain't lying. Because Hollywood was full of those vipers and those snakes. Hollywood is full of it. So if you're born under that number 29 or the number 11 in Hollywood, you got to be a little bit more mindful. Because that's where the snakes and the vipers and all the venomous energy vampires come up. That's where the vampire world lives, in those extreme places of vanity, Hollywood and Hollywood. And respect to those that made it through Hollywood without getting messed up. But because you're born with those frequencies, and when you add 1980 to everything, your life path is also, which is interesting again, as up to 2009, 11. So 11 keeps on showing up not only in your alignment number or your achievement number or your pinnacle number, but 11 shows up as your life path. So because 11 is also your life path, 11 is one of those numbers that you always have to be on the runway of spirituality and knowing the difference of what you're downloading to make manifest, because 11 is the fame and fortune number. So whatever you really put your mind through, you could accomplish it, as long as you're not second guessing yourself or allowing people that does not mean you well to pull you down. I'm talking to Jamara, born on December 17, 1980. But anything that you do, you got to finish what you start. You can't start and stop and start and stop and dance with it. If it's good and positive and productive for your well-being, Jamara, do it. The song is, do it till you're satisfied, whatever it is. You got to do it. Do it in the morning. Do it. Because this is a fame and fortune number. But it comes with a spiritual dynamic, and it comes with a spiritual prowess where you have to really move and be very mindful and navigate carefully, because the serpents are going to come out as soon as you start to rise. The serpents will come out. Your family members, your old friends, your old girlfriend. That's why the 8 is one of the numbers of people coming back to either help you or haunt you. And that's an old soul energy. The master numbers are old soul energy. The number 11 is connected to the name Jesus in the Pythagorean system. And we know what happened to Jesus. He got deceived by Judah. So you got to be careful of the Judas that might show up in your life. Not Judah. He got deceived by Judas. And you got to be careful of the Judas that might appear in your life. Even sleeping with the enemy, you got to be very careful. So you got to vet the person that you're sleeping with, because you may attract people that need help and healing. And because you're so loyal by a fault, because that number 8 is a number of loyalty. But you got to have creative, spiritual understanding and understanding in order for you to tap into those that are truly loyal to you. Not the ones that have been that try to deceive you. So, Jamara, I hope I helped you in some way. Make sure you do a full session, because Jamara, that name Jamara got a lot of energy behind it also. Your name Terry has a lot of, you got the double R's in those names. Those are master numbers. Remember what I told you about the double R's? That name Terry has double R's, so you have master number 99 and 22. And I look for that in everybody's name throughout their first name, middle name, last name. I look for it in your birthday. I look for the master number, because the master numbers add intensity to your name and your birthday. It intensifies your abilities or your possibility to attract fame, fortune, or attract wives or mates or whatever. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for circulating that donation. I got time, family. I got time today. I got time. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it today. Y'all don't even know. I'm in it to win it, family. I am in it to help you win it if I have to. All right. So, okay, who else just circulated? Okay, Samir. Samir born December 23rd. Okay, what's up, Samir? Big up to Samir, born December 23rd. Thank you for coming in and circulating some finances right here. Circulate. Remember, the more you circulate, the more you get back. And Samir, find out you're born the same day as Archangel, one of the the reggaeton singers. You're born the same day as C.J. Walker, Madam C.J. Walker. Let's put some respect to her name. Madam C.J. Walker is born the same day as this guy that we're about to put up on the board here. All right. And I see you circulated $10. Thank you very much for your $10 circulation. Remember, I'm about circulation. I'm not about spending and you don't know. It's about circulating. Like Reverend Ike says, the more you circulate, the more you're saying the universe you want money to circulate and finance and currency to circulate to you. Come back. Don't go away and don't come back. You want it to circulate. So look out for that. Look out for more funds coming to you. So we're going to go to Samir. Samir, let me erase this one. Let me see. Now, with this one, I could just erase. I could erase that, erase this, erase that, because you're born December 23rd. So 23, and you're born 1978. See, I like to show people. I'm not just doing it out of my head. I like to show people how this thing works. Again, because the number 12 it adds up to a number 3. Don't stagnate and don't stagnate your voice. Be willing to speak up in a timely fashion. If someone tries to offend you, speak up on it. But speak truthfully, speak creatively, speak lovingly, because you have the 1 and the 12 that's dealing with being assertive, the 1 and the 2 that says deal with assertive, but be compassionate in what you're saying to people. Because you may say what you mean and mean what you say, but what you say, what you mean, and what you mean, what you say, don't always is not always helpful to people if you don't understand how to have empathy. That's important with that number 12 being, and anybody born in the 12th month got to have some form of empathy. Empathy. Go study that word. I didn't actually start studying that word until the age of 40, thanks to one of my friends who I've known for some years now. Ain't that something? But 12 plus 23 equals 35. Now, when you have 35 at that portion of your numbers, 3 and 5, 3, 4, and 5 are communication numbers. So it's always alerting you to communicate clearly, yes. Communicate with discipline, yes. Communicate in a jovial and happy and optimistic manner, yes. Because the 3 and the 5, December 12th and 23rd, adds up to a 5. December adds up to 3. 3 and 5 are the youthful numbers. So you should communicate like a youth, like Les Brown will tell you. Think like a youth, but work like an adult. Be joyful in what you do, because those are the youthful numbers. And if you take care of your health, you will always maintain your youth. And because it adds up 12 plus 23 adds up to 35, which is the 8. 8 is allowing you or reminding you to be disciplined in all your endeavors, especially when it deals with cash flow, especially when it deals with people, places, and things. You always got to be very alert about the assets that you allow in your life and the liabilities that you're willing to release in your life, because the number 8 is the number of assets and liabilities. Like Earn Your Leisure says, I mentioned Earn Your Leisure again, assets over liabilities. You have to think on that level, because that's what you're aligned with. Your alignment number says you're supposed to be able to run businesses, corporations, but you have to have discipline in order for you to run corporations. You can't let the undisciplined negative of the number 5, because 23 adds up to the 5, where you could be scattered and all over the place, when your number, your lead number is saying you got to be disciplined. You have to have order. You have to have structure. You have to be willing to know what type of diversified portfolio you have to have, and you have to be willing to know how to invest your money. So you need to study people that deals with money, because this is a money frequency. That's your lead frequency. And 23 in compound numerology, if you go to my book, I break down about the number 23. 23 in compound numerology is one of the numbers that we call the symbol of the royal star of the lioness or the lion. It's a promise of success. It's a good spiritual and physical partnership with people. And it's one of those numbers that it promises success and help from superior and protection from those in high places. And matter of fact, the number 23 is one of the best combination of numbers to have in certain system of numerology, alongside the number 19 and the number 10. But 23 is one of those, it's the royal star. But if you're Haile Selassie was born on the 23rd of July. Michael Jordan wore the number 23rd for all his life, his whole career, most of his career, especially the professional career. He wore it until he changed over to 45 and then went back to 23. Kobe Bryant was born on the 23rd. Ray Charles was born on the 23rd. Lisa Ray was born on the 23rd. The 23rd is a successful number. And it's, like I said, it's called the Royal Star of the Line of Linus. So you can't be scattered with your energy, although you're compassionate about it and you want to expand and be your greatest self in it. You can't be scattered with it. You can't be going down these nervous, reckless ways with it. And because your life, and let me say your life path, when you add 35 plus 1978, that adds up to 2013. Your life path says you're here to bring some form of balance to humanity. You're here to serve humanity, whether you're a nurse, whether you're doing something that's serving people, because 6 is a reciprocal energy, just like the number 8 is a reciprocal energy. So anything you do, it has to be balanced and reciprocal. It has to be balanced and reciprocal. So the more you give is the more you get back, but make sure you know what you're giving and make sure you have a certain loyalty towards your assets and your liabilities so you don't become reckless. But make sure you're serving the greater good of humanity. I'm talking to Samir. Now, the year that you're born, 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 8 equals 25. Anything you do, because that 7 shows up, you have to do the necessary studies and research, observe, and listen more than you talk. You got to be able to read the room, read the frequencies, read the people. You can do this. You just have to tap in more through meditation, to doing balanced healing work. Because at the end of the day, your life path says family has been something that you love, but there's certain things that you had to heal from in your family and in your relationships. There's certain things you have to, because one thing about people born on that 5, and I tell everybody that deals with a 5, if you want to keep them, you got to let them be. But you can't let them be reckless around you or destructive. You got to let them learn how to shine and be their best number 5 energy, because the best of the 5 energy can communicate well. The best of the 5 energy can manifest. The best of the 5 energy can travel the world and do great things all over the world. Make sure your passport is right. I'm talking to Samir. So I hope all this is here, this help you. And your name means a lot too. Just by me looking at what's going on in your name, Samir, bro, you need to do a full session with me when you're ready. If you want to do a full session, I will take off $10 off of the price. And anybody that circulated any money, whatever you circulated on this particular program, you got to show me the snapshot or whatever, and I will take it off of the numerovational session, that the regular charge that I charge for the numero. I'll take that price off since you came on live with me. But if you do want to book a session, a full session with your full name, your first name, middle name, last name, and all of this, and we go into like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of whatever the patterns that you should pay attention to, just book your session through texting me at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. All right, Samir, thank you very much for circulating. Okay, if there's nobody else circulating, I'm going to keep it moving. All right, family, it's now 2:13. Woo! I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh and talk some knowledge, the kind of knowledge you will never find in college. But comes the time, it's time to say so long. Don't have to circulate no more money, no more funds. Don't circulate no more funds. That was it. That was the last person. That was the last person. That was the last person. Don't circulate no more funds. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming up here. Those that did get to call in, like Lucky, if you didn't get to call in, you're more than welcome to call in on the next show. I'm going to start doing more call-in so people can be participate, because it's about call and response. It's all about working with people as much as you can. I'm here to guide you with your numbers the best way I can from my perspective. And I do suggest that you check out other people also. You got some good people out there doing some great work, of course. We got Carrie Ann Ingram. She's doing some wonderful work. Make sure you show her some love. Carrie Ann Ingram is doing some wonderful work. Make sure you show her some love by at least going to her website, carrieanningram.com, or calling that number or texting that number if you want to do a session with her. Go and check out Carrie Ann Ingram. She's very good at what she do. Also, do respect my girl, Nina Diamond. Nina Diamond does very good work with cardology, astrology, and numerology. Hit her up, 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 hit her up. 11university.com. That's 11university.com. Also, she's on Instagram at diamonds_8 and YouTube at diamonds8. So big up to Nina Diamond. Of course, you know I'm going to salute my brother Lloyd Strayhorn. Hit him up at Lloyd Strayhorn, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. That's Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Yeah, baby. Lloyd is the man. Yeah. Lloydstrayhorn.com. And also Sister Amira. Hit her up. Hit up Sister Amira at 518-796-7638. These are all sponsors of the shows. And also, again, family, if you want to book my sessions, you have to text me. If you live outside of the United States, text me via WhatsApp. But if you live inside the United States, use a regular phone line. Big up to Dr. Shakira Moore at Linktree/Holistica Healing. Big up to Dr. Karima King at templeofregeneration.com. Big up to my son at Green Studio, New York City. That's Green Studio NYC. Big up to, of course, the Forbidden Knowledge Awards. Make sure you're coming out. We want to see y'all out there. We want to see all of you out there. ForbiddenKnowledge.com/second annual Forbidden Knowledge Awards. Come on out, enjoy. Do remember myself and the one, the only Adara Moselle will be out there at a location. If you RSVP through her website, stop the fighting and work on that intimacy, elevated intimacy, and connect, embrace, and heal to what Adara has to offer in Atlanta. Make sure you go to our website and join us in Atlanta. Myself and her will be there. I believe it's going to be from 1 to 4 p.m. on June the 15th. So come on out. This Wednesday, we have this beautiful lady right here. Myself and Carrie Ann Ingram have Dr. Sunyata Amen. She'll be coming in live and direct. You know how Dr. Sunyata get down. If you've seen her on the Michael Basin show or all those other shows, that's the person, man. That is the person. All right. And do remember, Brother Rich got a big event coming up, the Masters, the Gathering of the Masters at the new Black Wall Street Mall. And I just heard from Queen Afua's team today. Queen Afua is actually doing an ascension ceremony in July, on July 18th, all the way to the 21st. I'm going to be one of the guest speakers at the men's meeting, and more than likely at one of the alumni over there. We're going to try to do that also. And so Queen Afua, I'm going to get those flyers for Queen Afua soon, because I just heard from Queen Afua's team, and because I'm a part of the whole ceremony, and I am an alumni, it is what it is. But Brother Rich, he's almost sold out, family. Y'all need to get your tickets now. Go to gatheringofthemasters.eventbrite.com. He's almost sold out. I'm one of the vendors. I think Lloyd might be passing through. I think Dr. Shakira is going to have a whole lot of celebrities. Minister Jew is going to be there. Aquarius Maximus going to be there. Professor Griff Soleil going to be there. It's going to be over 500 people up in the building. Make sure, and he gave you a reasonable price, $111 for both days. So that's $55 a day. That's it. I'm going to do the same thing for my event. But I'm starting off early with a $25 early bird ticket. That means you pay $50 for both days. And I always allow young people to get in for free between the ages of 0 to at least 16, 17 years of age. So young people are in free. I love young people to come in and learn from these elders. Dick Gregory doing a tribute, so we're going to have special guest presenters like Dr. B. Sirius. Brother Rich said he passed through, say something. Blue Pill and Red Pill more than likely going to say something about, because they all worked with him. I'm going to say a few words. We're going to play a few clips from one of my lectures that I did with Dick Gregory. And we're working on Mark Gregory being the comedian, Dick Gregory's nephew. And then the next day, we have Ashra Kwesi and Mera Kwesi saluting the ancestors the next day. That's going to be in October 12th and October 13th. So these are reasonable prices for these events that we're doing. Me and Rich have come to an agreement that, look, we want to make sure that your flight and your travel is good, because, and we want to charge less at our events. We're charging a little less at our events so you can have the wherewithal to support the vendors and all of that. So come on out to this event on August 10th and 11th. Queen Afua's event is from July the 18th all the way to the 21st. I'm going to have those flyers by tomorrow or within the week. But my event, October 12th and October 13th, we're going to make a tribute to Dick Gregory, man. I definitely have to do it because Dick Gregory meant a lot to me. I used to do security for him when he came to New York at the UAM, and I brought him to New York. Also, I brought him and Paul Mooney to New York one day. I might even do a tribute to Paul Mooney with choice comedians one day. You know, I want people to understand this is important. I might bring people like Godfrey or Aries Spears and definitely Jameek or JP Justice, and see what Mugga from Manifest wants to do if she wants to come out to Georgia. You know, I'm still connected to comedians also. I'm still connected to a lot of comedians out there. I spoke to a few of them the other day. So it is what it is. I used to book comedians. I used to work with comedians. I used to be a comedian myself. You know, so let me fix this mic. I got my mic. You know, I got my mic. I got my mic made up. Come on, you can get it. Got my mic made up. All right, so I hope you enjoyed what we had to offer today. I hope people on Instagram enjoyed it also, what we have to offer. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, all of you, for coming on. We had a good time. I met Miss Cleo in the mall in Los Angeles. Very, very genuine spirit. Yes, she is. Very, very genuine. I never met her, but I can tell by Miss Cleo's number. Somebody just said that in Instagram or said it earlier. I could tell by Miss Cleo's number being August the 12th that she was the truth. She was the truth, but if you watch the documentary, you'll find out really what happened from one of her partners, that, and you know, after I erase this, I forget everything, to tell you the truth. After I erase this, I forget everything. I forget all about it. After I erase it off the board, it's like I just erased it from my mind. That's how I go with my spirit, and I might whip out a book here and there because my spirit said to reach for that book. But it's very important, family, that we pay attention to our mathematics. We pay attention to our astrology. We pay attention to our cardology, our cartomancy. We pay attention to these things because it can be very helpful along the path. Okay, brother Dick. Man, I mentioned. My man, Dr. B Serious just texted me. Big up to Dr. B Serious. You know he's on tour, right? Dr. B Serious is on tour, so big up to Dr. B Serious, on tour right now with Kevmo. Big up to Dr. B Serious, on tour with Kevmo right now, playing those percussion drums. Enough respect to him, man. Dr. B is a special soul, man, and y'all got to show him some respect. So on that note, since Dr. B just texted me and I want to give him a call, remember, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection. I am thankful for my life. Thank you, Dr. B, for that. Thank you, Dr. B, for that message. Remember, go to his website, elevationtime.com. This is Dr. B's website, elevationtime.com, or linktree /Dr. B Serious. Support Dr. B any way you can. And then I'm going to close out with Delbert Blair's prayer. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Tribute to Dr. Blair and his legacy shop. Please go to his legacy shop. Please go to Dr. Blair's legacy shop at the metacenter2.com and the metacenterchicago.com. Go to Dr. Blair's legacy shop. You know, support Dr. Blair and his legacy. Let me put that there. Support Dr. Blair and his legacy. Tony is doing a wonderful job. He's maintaining, he's taking it to other levels. The website is right there in the red right there, or in the burgundy. The website is right there. So support Dr. Blair, man. Although he's gone, he's still around teaching us in some form or fashion. Believe me, I've dreamt about Dr. Blair probably 3 or 4 times. And every time I dream about Dr. Blair, he's teaching. He's teaching And I don't know who's sitting next to me in this classroom, but I'm sitting in a classroom setting with a desk and Dr. Blair's breaking it down. I don't even remember what he be saying sometimes. Like he's speaking a whole nother language. But Dr. Blair is good. Dr. Blair lived his life and he is good. And he loved what he did, especially in this age of Aquarius, because he was born under the misnomer word Aquarius. He's born February 13th. So big up to Dr. Blair in the spiritual realm. And everybody salute Dr. Blair. Salute the greatness of Dr. Blair and Dr. B. Serious and all of those that are doing the work in their own way, in their own manner. And again, thank you all for being a part of the journey. Thank all of you for calling in. That's the call-in number, but lock it in your phone when you want to call in so you can call in fast. Lock it in your phone, 718-210-8853. Lock it in your phone so the next time I come up here, y'all can get on quicker. Remember, I can only accept one call at a time, all right? I ain't got that type of system where it puts you on hold and all that now. We ain't got that type of system. Not yet, all right? Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be strong, be focused, be your great self, be your healing self, and stay numerovated and motivated at any cost. Take care. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Hey, this is King Simon, the International Numerovator. Remember, get all my books on Amazon or go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And remember, don't forget to book my sessions at 347-496-1022. Book now.
King Simon. I love him. He's family. And he has one of the top shows on the Forbidden Knowledge TV network, actually.
That's right.
So make sure you guys check that out if you haven't.
Yeah, his show is called... it was really based on Numerovation. It's a numerology show, and it's called How to Calculate Your Destiny.
Yes.
By King Simon. He's the host of the show. The show has done so well, we're now getting ready to start working on filming season 2. All right, so King Simon, one of the top shows on Forbidden Knowledge TV, streaming TV platform.
So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerovator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that.